Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome again to Philly Talk. This is part two of the Silent Crisis. We had a show last week where we talked about the show and we had one of the actors on. Now we have, I feel like we got half the panel on here, half the actors on the show right now. And in a few seconds, I'm gonna let Ant stepping in and I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. I don't want to do a whole lot of talking right now. I got a few questions. I got a lot of stuff that just this movie triggered a lot of stuff in me to do some background work. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Ant say what he gotta say for a few seconds and then let everybody introduce themselves. Go ahead, Ant. You got the floor.
Welcome, family. Welcome, family. I appreciate y'all coming on today. And Kalia has gotten y'all on here. I appreciate all the work y'all did. Everybody know me. I'm Ant like the bug on here. So I'm further ado. I just want you guys to introduce yourselves and what part you played. You know what I mean? Or let people to find out and ask you questions of the part you played in the questions. So you might have some chats that come up. If you can't see them, I guess you can post it. Maybe they can see them and bring them up. You also might have some trolls. Don't read everything. Sometimes we gotta block the trolls out from saying unnecessary stuff. But further ado, y'all, welcome to Cast of the Silent Crisis, and everyone can watch on Tubi and all the watchers that once. You got some Q&A today. Let's get it popping.
Yeah. Well, who wants to start first in introducing themselves?
I guess I'll start. Hello, my name is Atalaya Jolie, and I play Aisha Brooks in The Silent Crisis for the mother. Any other things y'all want me to add in there?
Whatever you feel like you need to stay your career, like where you're going out, whatever you want to add into it. I try not to be scripted when I do my show. I try to keep it just raw. I let people try to be who they are on my show. I try not to be so scripted. I want people in there raw. So whatever you want to tell, you tell. You don't, you don't.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll just tell you where I'm from. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia for about 7 years before I moved to the Virginia area. So I have been living in the 757 where we shot the film for just over 10 years. I've been acting since 2010. I did a lot of stage in Atlanta, did some stage when I came to Virginia. And I did a little bit of film, but this was my first feature film holding a lead role.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next.
Who's next?
Well, let me say this before we get started, and I probably should have did this. Welcome, Kalia Burnell, who is also the writer-producer of this very fine movie, who is grown and raised from Philly, because this is Talk Philly Talk. So that's why you can't hear me?
She can't hear
you. Guys can't?
Your mic is muted. Okay, hold on. You still can't hear? I know.
Y'all can hear me now? No? Yes?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
No. Everybody can hear you.
Everybody but Kalia. So I don't know. She might have to jump out and jump back in.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny because I'm talking about her, but her being raised from Philly, I grew up with Kalia. She has such a mastermind. I couldn't give up to be a part of this. She asked me to be executive producer on it and ride through this, and man, it's been a train, as y'all know. And it was all well worth it. You know what I mean? But basically, like I said, further ado, that's Kalia Burnell. She is the writer, producer, director. She's running this. She's running this thing. Y'all got to give her accolades and prayer up. So yeah. So that's why I should have started off like that. But all right, now we can get into it. LaJoya, I see you with the brightest smile. Go ahead, young lady. Tell us about yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is LaJoya. I am
I used to say as an aspiring actress, but I guess you could say I'm an actress now. I've been performing on stages since I was a little girl, whether it was dance, poetry, singing, talent shows, any of that. So I just decided to more recently turn that over to film, which has been an adjustment, but I'm starting to fall in love with it thanks to Kalia. She was the first person that gave me an opportunity on film. So thank you to you for that. Outside of performing, I'm a mom of 8 beautiful children, and they pretty much consume my life. So this is definitely something that I'm hoping that we can get rich off of one day. That's not what I'm doing it for, but it would be nice to be able to, bless my children from something that I love.
Wow.
Mhm. Now you're welcome.
Yeah, it would. But I definitely believe in this project. It was something that was meaningful. It wasn't just let me go and get on something. It was a meaningful script. You could tell that Kalia put her heart into it and really had some intention behind it. So just kudos to the team and for everybody pulling off their character so authentically.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
Mhm.
Officer?
I go. My name's Tom Pescarillo. I play Officer Polk in the movie. I guess the most hated guy in the film. I've been acting for about 3 years, and unlike these other two, I have not been doing it forever. I used to be an obstacle course racer. I was forced into quick retirement, and so I had to find a new hobby. And I don't know if something about the film industry just, kind of spoke to me. So I jumped in, and it's been consuming my life in a good way. So I've been blessed to be able to, be booked and stay busy with it.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. I like I said, I watched the movie twice. My first time watching the movie. Hold on one second. Is this somebody y'all know?
I think this is JB.
It looks like
It's JB.
JB.
Oh, okay. For some reason, he's saying he can't get in. I don't know why, because it will definitely hold up to 10 people.
He said, Officer Polk put you up to this to block him out, Ron. You gotta get JV in there.
Yeah, I personally
Daddy
watched.
Marcus is ready to get on there.
Look, for the past few months, I've been sleeping with one eye open because of that guy. So
I bet you have.
honestly, I have been. I have nightmares about that guy.
I
can tell you.
twice, and
I
enjoyed it. The first time I watched it, I enjoyed it. The second time, I walked in on it because my lady, we watched it 2 separate times. So I came back and watched. When I came back home, she was watching it on her own. And but the first time I watched it, I like being by myself. I don't want nobody to interrupt me because I just wanted to pay attention. So I was just watching it, and I had a conversation with Anthony. Like, oh man, there was a lot of details in there that some people probably would miss. I mean, as far as the storyline and stuff like that, and how things were played out, how people's parts were played out, how everything kind of went together. You being a podcaster, not actually a news reporter. And I'm like, as I said to Anthony, first I said, okay, she's a podcaster. I said, so you got to downplay that. Like, okay, she's just a podcaster. She's not mainstream media, because then it fits the storyline of no attention. It took a local podcaster to try to get the story out there. And I'm like, man, but she got the story before everybody else. So it's like, that was the first thing I caught in the movie. It was like, oh, okay, she's a podcaster. Then when they started to play along, I said, oh, now I see why she was a podcaster as opposed to like a big time media news. Because if it would have been the other way around, then it would have kind of wouldn't have fit the story of how things would go. But I think you guys, Kalia, like I said before when you was on the show before, I think your talent is just great talent. I think the story was amazing. I got other things I'm going to eventually talk about that kind of struck my interest. But I think y'all individual, you made me cry. Y'all, it was the whole movie. Everybody's role was amazing, but there was a moment when, girl, when you was rolling around on that floor, I'm like, all right, between her and what's his name? I
JB.
can't remember his name on the top of my head, but y'all know who I'm talking about. His Elijah's best friend.
Oh,
When he
Tyler.
started talking, at first he kind of had my attention a little bit, and I'm like, but as he started talking, it seemed like it was getting more real to him. Like I really lost my friend. Next thing you know, I'm over there. You know, I got the Denzel Washington Glory movie tear running out my eye. Like, but I think you guys, oh man, I really think that a lot of people should watch this movie. Number one, because of the storyline, and with the storyline, the message that is out there. But I also think you guys did a tremendous job, Officer Man. And you wouldn't be hated if you didn't do a good job.
That's right.
Facts.
So
You had to
true.
be
Yeah,
convinced.
yeah,
You had to be very
yeah.
convinced for people to be mad at you.
Listen, y'all acting ability on this, like, and whether it was new, fresh, or whatever. Listen, I'm out here. You know me. I'm out telling people from my mouth, my word of mouth. Hey, and people that seen it when they see me, they was like, "Oh my God, I love." They even said they love Adelaide and Joe Lake, or they love JB. JB, oh my God, I just love him. They was, oh my God, this. And then it was like, so then I said, and they said, but that Officer Polk do not like him. They started going, and I said, listen, they were acting. You can't get mad at them for acting. She had to calm down. She said, I know. She said, okay, I love them, but I don't like them. And I was like, everybody's coming at him like that. And I said, yo, man, you better smile, man. But just to hear the emotion and their belief of y'all putting it together, like to see me, to be out here in the street and somebody just like, oh my God, I've seen y'all movie, blah, 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 blah. These are people that are close and didn't know me and didn't know that I was part of this project. And they're looking at me and I'm like, no, y'all need to look at Kalia. Like, y'all need to be, and she wrote all that, you know what I'm saying, man? And it's just, the story was just amazing. I don't know what compelled her to start it. That would be a question you can ask Kalia though. Miss Kalia, what compelled you to write this story?
Well, the Silent Crisis was really an assignment, as I stated before, but it actually aligned with my own passions and purpose. I can't just hear about all these different stories that go on and not feel some type of feeling for it. You know what I mean? I made it also because I get tired of our families having to beg for attention and our families being overlooked. I get tired of our cases being minimized. You might have a Caucasian girl that goes missing, but then you got a black kid that goes missing as well. And the black child is minimized while the white child is all over billboards and stuff. So, you know, I just I had a point in writing this where it was like, what if this was my child? Would the world keep turning and would the world keep moving faster? You know, I feel like this film came from like love and prayer and pain and responsibility because we're all responsible at the end of the day, whether you know the child or not, whether you know the person or not, you should still care. It shouldn't have to happen to you for you to care.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I-
Like I didn't create this for awards, for claps. I created it so that families would know that they're not alone. I feel like this was my way of saying we see you, we hear you, and we're not staying silent about it anymore.
and I think that's a message that needs to be told. I agree with you. With me personally, when I watched the movie, and I just at some point I just decided to do a little research myself, and I kept coming, and I came across so many stories. The one part of the movie, which is the that I'm talking about, is when they said he stole his organs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and just kind of did some dig deeper with that, because I always heard about people's organs getting stolen, but I always considered it to be more of a rumor than more of a real thing. This is just me. I'm saying I always like, and yeah, I heard that say, like when you go get your driver's license, they be like, make sure you don't put on their organ owners because they'll take your stuff and do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna be an organ owner, but I never realized the scale of what's going on with the organ with people with stealing people's organs and stuff. I'm just like, I did not realize it was that serious. And I'm not going to get a whole lot into it, but I went through story after story after story, and I just want to bring this one up real fast, and because I was really agitated about this one.
For stealing and selling human remains from the Harvard Medical School morgue. Cedric Lodge, the morgue's former director, pleaded guilty to interstate transport of stolen goods and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Prosecutors say his wife, Denise, helped sell the remains to buyers all across the country. She was sentenced to 1 year.
And I'm only brought that one up because I kept going. I was finding so much. It was like, wow, this rabbit hole is so deep that I when I say I did not, I could have spent my whole day just finding different stories. Now I was reading a lot of stories, but I just said I'm gonna grab a couple of videos. There's more videos, but I just wanted to play one for now. But it only adds more legitimacy to what Kalia was saying about it. And listen on the part that really got on my skin just with this one is they only got 8 years. And the wife only got 1 year. Now I don't know who they took. Like I don't know what individual they did it to. I'm just saying in general is that I'm a type of person that I use my common common sense of I try not to be influenced by other people's opinion. I try to filter stuff in my head myself. And I said if I was a type of person that would want to steal organs, what demographic of people would I choose? Like, where would I go and do it? Number one, I'm gonna make sure it's an area where they don't have the financial resources. Number one. Number two, I'm gonna go to find the places that is the most ignored, because most people are not gonna care what happens to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go find the neighborhoods that have crime and everything is so normal that nobody's gonna care. So it just adds so much more legitimacy for me that this stuff is going on. And it's, be honest with you, until I saw this movie, it never struck my interest. And I am a person that pay attention to politics. I pay attention to financial stuff. I pay attention to a whole lot of stuff. If you went through my channel, you'd be like, oh yeah, he does. I try not to be influenced, but I wanted to go and I said, let me just dig deep into this story of I don't have to figure out why they were doing it. I had to figure out, is it even really happening? And that right there was just like, oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Well, the silent crisis.
I came across hundreds. And it literally took me 10 minutes to get over 100 stories. And that's how deep it went. And I didn't even have to try hard. But y'all can go ahead. I'm gonna give you the floor. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, it's real huge. A lot of people don't know how big it is. The silent crisis, even though Elijah was not literally a real story, but the story itself is inspired by true stories, just collectively different stories and families that I've connected with. Like the story of Jelani Day. Graduate Black student, graduating college, going to an all-white school in Illinois. They killed that boy. They found that boy body in a sundown town, miles away from the college. Like, his organs were missing. They said he walked into the water, a body of water, naked. We're talking about a graduate student, right? That is an avid swimmer. I'm not saying you can't drown, but in a sundown town, no, I don't buy it. Organs missing and everything. Kendrick Johnson he just fell in the mat. Now his organs are missing. I've connected with his mom. So all this story was collectively about the different stories that I've connected with, made into one.
Yes, and so my point was that it's a real thing, y'all. And when people say, "Oh, it's just a movie that's out there," it's a real thing. It's happening in more places. Now, I want to give y'all one more video, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
Hospital exposed, hiding a Black woman's body, harvesting the organs. It's a damn shame. Put it up full mass.
You know what I'm saying? Now that
California woman goes missing. Is found in a morgue months later, with organs taken out of her body. It's Tanya Walker. Went missing in November of 2023. Could not be found anywhere by the family. This prompted a thorough search throughout their home of Sacramento for months. The investigation officially began November 10th, when Tanya's family reported her missing to the police. It's not like Tanya Walker to do this, so they got police involved. Her sisters, Delee Maris and Kalia Zachary, soon jumped into action, distributing hundreds of flyers, searching roadside ditches, and even crawling through storm drains to find her.
Almost sounds like the movie y'all did.
$3,500 for information, which unfortunately led to many false leads. Police used a cadaver dog and an alert dog. By the Walk's parents searched for months. Then a break came. A break in the case did not come until May 2024, several months later, when the DOJ noticed that she had been marked as deceased by the DMV. So a sheriff's deputy told the family that they had finally found Walker's body on a shelf in a morgue located on the outskirts of Sacramento. When family arrived, they were shown Miss Walker's body. Walker was missing her eyes and her epidermal, her skin.
That's crazy.
Was identified through the renderings of a tattoo on her arm. Walker's family discovered that she actually died in November 2nd, cardiac arrest at Mercy General Hospital after being admitted a few days earlier. The hospital had an address for her.
Now, that's a story, and it's long. I want to get into the rest of it. And there was another story where the baby died in the hospital. They took the baby, took the organs, and never told the family that they took the baby. So this is my point is, if you really listen to that particular story, it's very similar to the movie that y'all did, because these families out searching for their family members.
Yeah, very similar.
It's very similar, but I just wanted to, just to give you an idea that I was really digging into this, because I said, well, I'm gonna grab a couple of videos, but there's so much going on with this, and it's like, so my point is, Kalia, I am so glad you did this. I'm glad you followed God. I'm glad you followed God. I'm glad you listened to the voice of God. I'm glad you he gave you a spotlight to put on a subject that needed to be told in the best way you could possibly tell it. And I'm thankful for it, because it actually, for a person like me who's into stuff like this, sometimes it opened my eyes to something that I heard rumors, but I never actually dug into the subject. But I don't want to dampen the moment, but I just want to add legitimacy to what she was saying, and why her heart got so deep into it, and she was so passionate about it and listening to God that this needs to be done, is because this is a real thing. Even though the movie was done the way she wanted to depict it, it still is a real thing.
Mhm.
Anybody in the chat got questions? Anybody on the live got questions? But I just wanted to bring that out just to let y'all know I love the work that y'all did. I love the movie. Like I said, I saw it twice. I don't want to keep talking too much, but I just wanted to add some legitimacy and say that this is a real thing for somebody that might say, oh, that's not really happening. There you go.
It's definitely happening. I mean, Tom sent me a video yesterday of a similar story. Of course, he played the better officer. I'm just saying. It was a little white girl that went missing, and verbatim, the officer verbatim said the same thing that Tom said in the movie. Verbatim.
Sorry, officer, you getting threats
but
already.
Tom played it better.
I was sitting there watching this, and this lady shows up at the police station. There's two guys. One's the good cop, one's the bad cop. And I was like, I've seen this before. So she's all panicking. My child's missing. And he was like, really? How long has she been gone? And she's like, oh, I don't know, 20 hours. Well, it has to be 24 hours. Well, it's still important, but they have to downplay it. So then she gets all panicky, and he says the same things I said. Maybe she's at a party. Maybe she slept at her friend's house. Maybe she did this. Maybe he did that. And the other guy's like, it could be a real problem. And then he goes, nah, it's not a problem. She's good. She'll come back. She'll find her way. It was the same exact stuff. I was like, I could have played that.
That's exactly how it gets treated.
Because that's real life. It's mimicking the real life scenarios. It's like so sad.
It is.
What's up, Sean? Yeah, that's like I said, it's a real thing, and unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
You let out so much. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Stop. No, I was just gonna say, Khalil, you let out so much in that story that with so many angles, and that's what I'm saying. Like to say, like, okay, somebody got abducted. I walk in Walmart, I see the kids, and I'm like, wow, they're missing. That story was already like, okay, I see that. But when she went with everything else, it questioned everything else. You don't think about how the cops are, how they been told something, and we know that so many times that how you say, stop telling the cops where the kids are. Listen, I need you to find my kid. My kid is lost and everything else. And then when he got into when I remember her writing story, when she got to the Oregon part, I'm like, what made you do that? But it was like, boom. You know what I'm saying? It was like another story and something else. And like you said, it made you, even though the story did probably start off with that, but the researcher you having, Ronnie, to look into that, to be like, wow, this is people probably was like, why would they turn around and put paper in they, and put people that just really don't understand. You know what I mean? So that
happened to.
Yes, I know. It
happened to King.
But you brought it open. Yeah, you brought it open. That's what I'm saying. I watch kind of a lot of movies, but I don't think I've ever seen that ever. I don't think I've ever seen that. You know what I mean?
I think that's the mistake that the police officers, like, if you look at Officer Polk's role, when you make the assumption as a police officer, if somebody come to you and say somebody's missing, when you start adding all in, you making assumptions. And assumptions is exactly where it goes bad. That's where it goes wrong, when you start just assuming, it's this, and assuming that, and assuming this. A little bit of a point that I'm trying to make with that is that my buddy had a situation, wasn't nothing serious, but his alarm in his house went off. And I got a phone call like, yo, my alarm, my house went off. They said the police officer was there, but they didn't never went into the house. So thank God it kind of snowed that day. So we go to the house, and my first thing is we looking for footprints because nobody's home at the house. So it just snowed. So I'm looking down. We trying to see if there's footprints to see if anybody went into the house. But then we went on one part of his house and we seen some footprints, but he was like, I said, well, maybe that was the police officers. Again, I'm making assumptions. Maybe that was the police officer. But at some point I stopped. I said, you know what, bro? Nah. I said, right now we get ready to make the mistake and make assumptions. I said, we got to go through this house thorough and make sure ain't nobody in this house. That way we walk out of this house, our heads are clear that there is nothing wrong. There's nobody hiding in there. And then we changed our mentality, of course, went through the house, searched everything top to bottom, made sure, poured over stuff, looked under beds. Why? Because we did not want to assume there was nobody in the house. Because one thing about that, somebody could have been slick about it. And it got in a way that we wasn't thinking. You know what I mean? So my point is, when Officer Polk was saying the police officer, well, maybe this, maybe that, all that making assumption is not going to solve the problem. You know what the only thing you should assume is they missing, and go get them and go look for them. You know what I'm saying? And being a person that's of the that's like when they train you on firearms, the first lesson you learn, assume every gun is loaded. Mm-hmm. That's your first lesson. Assume every gun is loaded. You know why? If you assume every gun is loaded, you're not going to take it for granted. You're going to assume it's loaded. You're not going to point it, aim it at nobody else. And that's the same thing when somebody's missing. If I say that somebody's missing, just assume they're missing. Don't care how long you spend. I don't care if it's been 15 minutes. If they only been missing 15 minutes, that's a good chance you might find them faster.
Fun, right.
That's just my opinion, but that's just I'm only saying it because I really, really enjoyed this movie. Like I can't speak for anybody else, but it really, really hit. Even though I love the storyline, I love the job that you guys did. I think every single person on there did an amazing job acting wise. Y'all brought it to a real state. I felt the movie. Not only just watched the movie, I felt the movie. It took me on a emotional roller coaster. There were some moments in there where I was laugh. There were some moments in there where I got angry, but I just felt like, and there was some moments in there I cried, and then there was moments where I sympathized. You know what I mean? And then there was moments where I was just brought to a point of analyzing the movies, like why did y'all do this, and what was the reason for this, and why did y'all make this amazing? Overall, I think this is one of the best works you could possibly. I don't think y'all could have did anything much better than what y'all did with this movie, and I'm speaking to every single one of y'all all the way across the board. And I'm gonna leave it alone for me. I'm gonna be quiet for a while. Let y'all speak, y'all. I'm talking too much.
I mean, I got a question. This could anybody be answered by anybody. Was it an eye opener for anyone? Which was an eye opener for any of y'all? Was anything surprising to you, or y'all, or what?
It wasn't
Like in the story, was it?
because I knew that it was happening. It just knowing that this was a real story kind of just drew me into it even more, and it caused me to posture myself to really give my all so I can execute the story and that I can embody a mother that has gone through that. Because I lived in Atlanta when it was his name Kendrick, I believe that was his name, Kalia, when they found him like stuffed in a gym or something like that. I think that's the same thing with paper. Yeah. So I heard about that. When I heard about that, that was disgusting to me. So to read the script, it just made me more passionate about really giving my all to tell the truth and to tell the story honestly.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want to go ahead.
I got a question. Okay, the podcaster. Do you do podcasting outside of that, or how did you get into the role of, like, because you did the role the way it should have been done. It's not like you came in, like, you didn't come off like a real professional podcaster. You came off the way you should have been done to fit the movie and the story that's being told. So how'd you accomplish that?
Honestly, I've never been on any type of podcast ever before, but I do watch them. And they always seem to come from a place of like their point of view, their genuine concern and interest. So I wanted to make sure that I was speaking from Tiffany's like point of view, not just reporting the situation. So in the script, she felt the story. It grasped her attention. Like she didn't just want to interview the family. She wanted to really spread awareness about it. So I just tried to put myself in Tiffany's position. What could I do? How would I feel? Trying to empathize with the family, also just sticking to the facts, trying to actually locate the missing person. So I've never really had anyone close to me go missing, thank God, but I see the stories all the time, and you can ask my husband, like, I cry off of the news. I don't watch it anymore because I'm a crybaby. So it's really easy for me to understand how someone could just be ripped from their loved ones like that, and all they have is a podcaster to spread awareness. So I really wanted to make sure I gave it justice.
Yeah, I agree. I like I said, I enjoyed everybody's position and everybody's role in this. The way they played, they portrayed their character. It was real. If I didn't, it resonated like real people. It didn't look like acting. It looked legitimate. Like these are the real people, and this is not an act. This is real, and and that's why I say I loved it. It was, Dover Dog said I loved it. Great job, everyone. So who just officer?
I said Marcus is a dope dude.
Are you hiring for security?
Yeah, you could join my team anytime, man. You
Yeah,
gotta,
listen, man.
you gotta change that attitude though, but I like those guns in the background.
Not to recruit.
Yeah.
To be honest, Poke know who got his back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Ain't that is lovely right there. The father has now got poked back.
Yeah.
He can sit on your couch now.
Sure. The guy told him to get off his couch.
Yeah, man, I'll burn that couch down.
You got to bring your own chair next time, bro.
Definitely.
It might not be a comfortable one. He's gonna make you sit in a folding chair.
Yes. And, you know, and the fact that y'all turned around and we talked about, like, some of y'all said y'all didn't have no acting quality. I remember JB had asked me, he was like, you ever thought about, me acting? I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I'm like joking about it. Yeah, act like I like my mom, act like I like my dad, act like I like my kids, wife. I'm like joking about it. And as I start seeing everybody do their thing, and I remember having also a conversation with Atelier Julie, and I asked her something, and she said, no, this is a craft to me. And I was like, oh. And then I watched them work their craft. I watched everybody who could have been possibly new. I'm watching they all acclimate to everything. You know what I'm saying? JB put me on to explain to me what he has to do to prepare himself to be in that presence, in that movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm like, okay. And I watched it. And I learned so much being on that set through the actors, through what it takes to do. It's a hard job. I've never thought, like I said, acting is a hard job. I didn't think acting was a hard job until I was there seeing it and now understanding it is a craft. It's a career. Like people hone into that particular character, but for Kalia to write and make up, oh, this is Mike Marcus. This is Atelier. Okay, he's this way. He's going to be that way. She's going to be this way. He's going to be that way. She's going to act like this. This report is going to be this. They're going to be there. They're going to do this. And then to write that, and as JB said, she know every part. And when you turn around and try to further on the words you're trying to add it, she like, that's not what I wrote there. she tell you when you supposed to ad lib. Everything else in that, you go by this direction. You make a left here, you make a right there, 2, 3 steps. 9, take 5. I told you take 4. Now I'll allow you to take 9, 10, and 12. You may not do 12, but right now you want to walk this step. And I mean, it was just so detailed, and I learned a lot.
The question, y'all, is how long have you been acting?
Question too. And she said, "How long have you been acting?" Queen Sackcloth. Is there anyone specific you asking this question to? Well, we'll wait for her. I don't know if she was asking the question for somebody specific, but yeah,
I didn't realize how hard it is to act.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. Okay. I have been acting since 2010. I started off doing stage. So I did years and years of stage. I took a 10-year break and not finished raising my daughter, but I got her out of high school and I started again. I used to do behind the scenes on film, I did some projects for film, some web series and things like that, but this is my first feature film as a lead role. So, but for years.
JB, somebody said they saw you in some couple of things. They said he a dope dude, that dude Marcus. So you're noticed on here. So I guess that question also will be with you too as well. When did you start?
Be honest, I don't remember. But I started off modeling back in, I don't even want to say it, that'd be like telling my age. But anyway, I started off.
I didn't know you modeled back in the 80s, bro.
I started off modeling in 98. So around 99 or 2000, I kind of got into a little acting as far as like commercials and things like that. But I didn't get real serious about it until My son got to the point where he was out on his own. So maybe about 2009.
Okay.
Quite
That's
time
good.
experience.
That started in 2023.
Oh, okay.
You've been acting since you was born. Out the womb, you was acting.
Yeah, acting out for my
Acting
parents.
up.
Yeah.
Acting up.
Leah had a question. Did y'all speak to any other families missing? If so, did you inform your writing role? Well, I guess that's a question for maybe Khalil.
Yes, I actually, like I said, I did a lot of research into missing persons. I've actually had a connection with Kendrick Johnson's mother, Jackie Johnson. We have been
Okay.
speaking for years. I'm actually talking about writing his story. Also, I've connected with like Jelani Day's mother when he went missing, Miss Carla Day. And so I just did what I was told to do. That's all, pretty much. But yes, I did connect with other families within my own community as well. With, you know, if you're sending a tribute, you're seeing the little boy that went missing, Cody Bigsby. I helped search for that little boy. So to see the heartbreaking outcome of things it's hard. It is. As far as, you know, pushing it out to the cast, I really just gave them my vision and, you know, the script, and they executed it. So, you know, I let them know what I wanted, what I was going for, and some of the script was actually, some of the movie was actually improv. So, and they still, you know, just did what they did, and I really appreciate every last one of them.
Yeah,
I was able to speak with so I've never had a child missing. So to get into my role, I was able to reach out to my aunt. I did have family members missing. My cousin Imani had went missing in 2023. They did find her. So in order to, like, the day that we started to film, I was so nervous because I wanted to not only just do well, but I needed this story to bring honesty, okay? Because it's a serious story. So I did reach out to her that like up in the house that we were filming in. She was on that phone and just praying with me because I needed to tap into that. So that's what I did to posture myself in the role.
And yes, you did. Can I just say what my favorite scene is when you are in the stairwell hallway
It's
situation?
my favorite scene too.
And it's like you're like, it's so real. It's just so genuine, and like the whole rest of the movie, I may not have cried. I might have got teary-eyed, but on that part, it was just like you couldn't help. Like the snot was running. I was like, oh my God, her baby really missed it. Like we gotta find her. We gotta find her. It was so good.
I mean, hopefully no one ever has to have somebody missing, but
yes, hopefully not.
I had a niece, and I don't know if Anthony remembers the story that was I think she ran away. She was missing. And I get a phone call from my sister that my niece is missing, and I'm like, all right, you know, of course we go into action, and you know everybody's kind of moving frantically. And I said, hold on. We went in the house. I said, before we do anything, I said, I know one thing. I know the God that I serve, He know all things. And this is a true story. We sat there, we prayed about it. 3 minutes after we prayed about it, I said, I know exactly where she's at. Kid you not, we jumped in the car. We all jumped in the car. And we drove. We parked probably about 100 feet from this house that she was in. I don't even know why I went there. I never knew. And we sitting outside, and sure enough, about 45 minutes later, we sat there. Huh?
Was it on Venango?
No, it was, I think it was on the other side of Erie Avenue, which we found her at. Like,
20th, all right.
23rd, 22nd in Erie, but we were, you know, we always on the other side of Erie Avenue.
Yeah.
But I don't know nobody over there. And I'm like, and for some reason, that was the first thing that hit my head was, and she was missing for a while. And so we went there. I'm sitting outside. I'm in my car. My sister and I'm in the car. We kind of communicating. I'm like, and I said, I know she's here. I know she's somewhere around here. And next thing you know, she came out of this house. and started walking up the street, and we was like, okay. And then, of course, we got her back home, and then, it was other stuff that came along with the story. She wasn't kidnapped or nothing like that, but that seeing my sister's reaction, like my daughter's missing, and when I'm like, this is my niece. I'm like, okay, we went into action, whatever. But that, she might have been missing for a day, but like I said, that's why.
Scary moment, though.
The sooner you start looking for somebody, the faster you might find, and you have the possibility of finding it. You watch the first 48 show. What's the first thing they say when it comes on? Your chances of solving a crime is
cut in half.
First 48. Right?
Yeah.
So and the faster that whole wait 24-hour thing, I never understood that. That's just, to me, don't make sense. It don't even make logical sense.
They said Atalaya fine as hell.
Oh, guys, I thought you ignored that.
Don't you, Atalaya? I told you. Y'all listen, y'all became America's beauty. They were like, oh, he gorgeous and he good. They don't know who to be scared of, Marcus or not. Y'all good looking family, yo.
The whole family.
Hey, now I do got a question. Go ahead. Oh,
Robert,
I do have a question. Oh, great, y'all. Great. Atalaya, not Atalaya, LaJoya. You said you had 8 children. How did that affect you going home after you did the movie? Is there anything that are you a little bit more like, I'm in the house, or where you at? Where you going? Did it do anything to you like that?
Well, first of all, I don't play that. I do not play that. My kids, they know. You're not going out this yard. You're not going to nobody's house. I just don't do that. My oldest daughter, she's about to be 18. When I tell you, she got this much freedom, because I don't play that. But even with that, it's still such a great chance of anything happening,
Yeah.
They in the background yelling at, but it's so it's so heart-wrenching to imagine that, like, because moms, we do that crazy stuff in our head, like, what if this happened? So those emotions have already played out, and I could not imagine. It's like my worst nightmare, something happens to my kids. So it definitely kind of put it into perspective, like, okay, maybe I need to like be a little bit more nosy and see exactly what is going down in these phones, because you really don't know what's going on once they leave out your door. Like, even if it's a limited amount of time, anything can happen. Don't take a second. So from that perspective, I definitely have kind of been a little bit more in their business, but also it made me want to just love up on them more, because no matter how much you guard your children, anything can happen. Like this family, they were a close-knit family. They loved their son. Like it wasn't, she almost was not letting him go. Remember in the movie, she was like, what's time you'll be back? So it wasn't like she wasn't an involved mom. It just stuff happens, unfortunately. So it was an important reminder to be more on guard, but to also just love on them while you got them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I seen the question. Can you put that long question back up? Yep.
Leah's question.
Yeah. I tell people every day not to report their children. When they talk to the police, don't give them too much information. Don't tell them, oh, they have a history of running away. Oh, they're already not going to look for your black child. So, you're just helping them really just not look for your black child. They're going to really just ask you those stupid questions. I've watched a news channel here, in Virginia, state that, black children are endangered runaways while white children are reported as missing. Why are we endangered runaways instead of missing, but they're missing? Come on, you got to make it make sense.
Right.
So I just tell parents, don't give them too much information. But also, I'm tired of seeing little kids outside. Why is your kid 6 years old outside by themselves? What are you doing in the house that you can't come sit on the steps with your child? What are you doing on the phone, on social media, washing dishes? You can take that time out and you can take your behind outside and sit on that porch and watch your child,
Absolutely.
Playing, because as soon as they come on missing, then it's, oh my God. Well, where were you? Is my question. It makes me angry because Why? And then why are these kids walking to the bus stop by themselves?
Yeah.
You gotta make it make sense.
Yeah.
That job will get rid of you, so therefore your child can't be replaced. But that job can. Take yourself outside and walk and sit at that bus stop with your child.
Right.
Period. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's just sometimes it's just common sense, but sometimes it's not. But you got to do your part too in the community. So you know,
I agree with that, and I think just to kind of elaborate on what you're saying, I think one of the things that I think is missing is community.
I agree.
Is community when we all, Aunt Leah, we all grew up in the same neighborhood, and everybody overseeing your kids. I mean, you ain't had to worry about arguing with the neighbor because I told your kid to get out the street.
Right.
Or I told your kid don't go out too far around. No, your parents said stay right there. Stay your behind on the block or whatever. Don't go too far or whatever. And we didn't get argued. When we went there, we didn't see grown-ups arguing with each other over each other's kids. But what happened as generations start to come around, now everybody's checking another adult. Don't say nothing to my kid. Don't talk to my kid. Okay, what you doing is, if that person has good intentions behind your kid, because we know there are weirdos, I get that part. But if that person is saying something that's protective to your kid, clearly they have some type of concern for your kid. Now, if they see your kid get kidnapped and they don't like you because you done argue with them and fuss back, now you done look, they seen it. They say, well, no, that's their problem. I don't care what happened to their kid. When I tried to help them with their kid, or when I tried to tell them their kid was running the street doing this, doing that, I got argument with them.
Right.
And that's why I think, they say it takes a village to raise a child. And I think you should be selective of the village, but don't ignore the fact that, you got a community around you that can help. Because in my field, I watch kids. I'm seeing kids all the time. And when I do it, I want to talk about what I do, but all I can say is this, is that I'm around kids a lot. And I'm very, very watchful of what they do. And I had this little girl one time said she was scared when she was walking down the block because it was a weird guy and she wanted to go home. And I said, you ain't had nothing to worry about. She was like, why? I said, you talking about the man that was stumbling and he had that little weird look on his face and he had on some red pants and he had on his real crazy color shirt. She said,
right.
You know all that. I said, oh, trust me, I was watching the whole time. You didn't see me, but I saw what you saw. And if something would have happened, I am probably the worst person that he would have want they had to deal with in that. But I watched you, and once I seen you walk inside your front door, then I disappeared. You ain't never got the. I said, I was watching from a distance, but I was close enough to make sure that you was fine. And I said, so she was like, oh, I'm so glad. I didn't know you was. I said, no, you were good. You had nothing to worry about. I said, and I'm like that with with kids in general because, and when I go back to what Kalia said was, a lot of times these parents just let their kids do anything. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I hate, I love children, but one thing I hate being is an involuntary babysitter. Because if you're a person that care about kids and you around people that don't watch their kids, now you're watching their kids for them. And you looking at them like, I see what your kid is doing. You know what I'm saying? And so I get what you're saying. And like you said, there is some accountability as a community. But there's also that, but that doesn't negate the fact that the police and the law enforcement are responsible for every missing person, not just some missing people.
Right.
Anybody that say they missing, your job is to go find out where they're missing at because them tax dollars that they make come from all skin colors, not just one skin color. Those paychecks that they get, they come from all skin colors, not just one skin color. They come from everybody that pay into the tax structure. So you should treat everybody, no matter if whatever they say. You're missing, go to work and try to find it. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta stop seeing color. Gotta see human.
What's up, Robert? How you doing, man?
Yeah, we got to introduce my man Robert.
I just want you to know that you owe me a roll of toilet paper because that's what I had to use to wipe my eyes between you and
man, you're too sweet. No, sorry everybody, I'm late, but I'm happy I could jump on here.
Never.
We just wanted to know if for anybody that's on the live and there's a few people in, just so y'all know, we're talking about the movie The Silent Crisis. The movie was outstanding. The roles that they play were outstanding. I'm so proud of what I saw. I'm so proud of what the end result of it. I had nothing to do with it, but I was anticipating it. I kept asking Ann all the time when, like trying to get little updates here and there because I was hoping that, it does well. It does well. I hope that it's grow. I hope it reaches as far as it needs to reach. I hope it goes far. I hope massive amounts of people view the movie because the message of the movie is essential. It's one thing to say you guys did a wonderful job and all that's great, but what really struck my interest on the second part was the message of the movie triggered something for me. It triggered something in me to go look up a subject that I never really dug into to get the idea how deep this thing is. And I honestly, it's one of those things that there's a rabbit hole that don't have no bottom, and it's just like, okay, I might as well just stop because it's too much.
Mm-hmm. It definitely spreads awareness and highlights an issue that not many talk about. I mean, even on the news, you always see people going missing. You know, people presumed dead or suicide, but you never really hear the stories that um their organs are missing. Like it seems like those things are kind of on the hush. It's still not a very well discussed topic. So I definitely give you props and kudos for being bold enough to do it because as you can see, even in this chat, some people still saying that's a hoax, it's fake, that's not real, that's people saying making up conspiracy theories, and it's not, but it's just not discussed enough to the point where people are taking it seriously. So I think this is a good starting point. Have the discussions even if they're uncomfortable,
It's going
like
to become part of my show. I'm actually going, like I told Ant, I said, I'm bringing some of this. This is new to Ant because he didn't know I was going to talk about the research that I did. But I'm literally going to start. Listen, I start a lot. I piss people off all the time. But I'm a person that I try to use common sense when I talk about the stuff that I talk about. But before I start to talk about something, the first thing I do, I deep dive. Quietly behind the scenes, I deep dive. That way I don't go into something ignorantly and stuff like that. And so with this particular subject right here, and Khalil, I want to thank you so much because just really honestly, it really did strike my interest and I really been deep diving in this. And I'm still doing research because I want to get more vast information. But for anybody in here that does not think that people's organs getting stolen, people, certain communities being treated a certain way because they devalue the community. And here's the thing about this, and I'm not trying to be insulting, but I just want y'all to understand something is that if you look at it from a business perspective, and I'm not trying to say that, but if you look at it from a business perspective, and I want y'all to open your minds when y'all see this. If I know that most black men are athletes, right? And I'm looking for athletic organs, strong muscles. I'm going to try to look for the most healthiest, strongest things like that. It's like the horses. You don't want no weak horse. You want a strong horse.
Yeah, the slaves, right? Yeah.
Again, if I'm looking for, and this is nothing against anyone. My thing is just as a business person, you're going to look for certain things of value to you and what people are asking for. This is not about skin color. It's just that if I'm out there looking for something, I'm going to try to get the best results that I can get. And if this is the assumption, or if this is the scientific facts, if that's the case, then what they're going to do? Say, no, I'm going to be specific in what I want. Now, in order to pull this off, order to pull that off on that scale, you need people of power. You can't have an average person do this. This is where I'm going with this. You can't have an average person involved in this. You have to have people that make decisions on a power level because someone has to cover your behind through the process to order to get this done. Because an average person can't pull this type of stuff off. Like I'm reading stories with one hospital, right? When they had a secret room where they was taking this place that they didn't even know was a part of the hospital. They took a wall down because they was willing them into this secret part of the hospital. And I got video to prove this, just so they can steal these people organs. And it wasn't, listen, nobody even knew this was going on in the hospital. So this is my point is that this is a real thing. And I'm not speaking from, I know this and trying to, it's one thing to promote the movie, but the story and what she brought out about it, and people are not afraid to talk about this. One thing about me is this: I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid of nobody. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, my death has been decided. I know where I'm going. I ain't worrying about when I die. If I got to speak, I'm going to speak. And I think that this type of story, this is the reason why I have to, I'm actually going to do more segments on this outside of you guys, whatever. And I'm not saying I'm going to do it with the movie. If you guys ever want to come back and do another segment, we can do that. But the subject in the hand, Kalia, I do want to elaborate on this subject, and I am going to make this subject part of my show, just so you know, and you are responsible for triggering that. And I'm going to help that message get out there, part of my show, because it actually hit me. It hit me somewhere else. And you know me, I argue with anybody. And when I go, I'm going to dig my information at. I'm a Mike Tyson people that want to come the other way.
Oh no, that's right.
But y'all can go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all finish. Anybody else got questions in the chat?
This is a really hard subject, to speak about. Because I put a book out first, which was promoted in the movie. Vanished Innocence is spoken word poetry, and in that book, it's one of the books from the whole 12-volume. It's 12 volumes to the Reflections in Verse poetry series, but that specific volume was the book I was afraid to put out because it does touch on organ harvesting and the black market and sex trafficking and those very hard topics that no one wants to touch on. Everyone is afraid to speak about. They're afraid this person is going to come after them. They're afraid this person is going to come after them. But God said, I told you to put it out. Therefore, I put it out. So I'm not really worried about it. So the movie just makes sense because it needs to be talked about. This is like JB said, the silent crisis is no longer silenced. It's a lot of different silent crises in the world, and guess who's gonna bring them out? Me, because that's what I was assigned to do.
And you guys did an amazing job. Every single one of y'all.
Thank you.
Did an amazing
Hey,
job.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler,
So let me
Mr.
highlight
Robert.
Tyler.
Yes, sir.
At a young
because
age.
I know I told y'all this before, but he wrote his own script in a sense. Because when he auditioned off the dome. I was so just appalled for him to be so young, and he delivered something like that in an audition. I was like, oh, he's the one. I need him on this movie. He's going to deliver it. Because he's young. He lost his black friend, and I was I was so happy with it. And I was like, wow.
I thought it was real.
I was like, wow.
I'm like, this kid, he lost somebody. Somebody he lost. I said, you can't do this well.
Yeah, he delivered that, and I was like, oh, yep. Let me reach out to him and go ahead and cast him. What I did was I took and slowed down his audition word for word and added it to my script. My script was already it was done. I added it to my script.
Wow.
So of course, because it came from him when he delivered it on set, it was going to be real because it came from him. He wrote his own script.
Yeah. I mean, this whole experience
Can you hear me?
You can't hear me at all?
I can.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Oh.
Okay. The whole experience was just powerful for me in general, not only because I could work on my craft, I was just happy to get acting experience, but to have an experience that was so meaningful, in its message, was even more special of an experience for me. We had a kid that was in my grade go missing in 8th grade. And everyone, it's the talk of the town, and then everyone just stops talking about it after a certain amount of time. It's just everyone in school stops talking about it, but their families' stories don't end there. It just I was just very grateful to be part of the project and get to work with these wonderful actors. So thank you guys.
You did a great job, man. Like I said, you had me in tears, man. I was. And it didn't start out in tears because you kind of would just start talking, and then wherever it got emotional for you, it got emotional for me because I'm like, oh man, it's like, and the way your voice started changing, and it's like, I'm like, wait a minute, no, let's do it, man. But yeah,
he did it.
You killed it, man. You made it real. You made it real. I was convinced that you lost a friend. Mm-hmm. I was convinced you was a podcast. I was convinced that the officer was an a-hole, I was
I think that was the
convinced
consensus.
that was
Somebody
really
got a
your daughter.
question for Officer
That was
Pope.
really your son.
I actually want to answer that question.
What?
Mhm.
Officer Pope
Oh,
naturally
yeah.
is not an asshole. He's a good guy,
No.
actually very humorous. So it probably was tough for him to play that role, but he knows what he's doing in the acting field. So that's why I was so believable.
Mhm.
Yeah, so all of my actual like real close friends, people that know me, like they, you know, obviously I sent them all the link and I was like, hey, will you watch this? Let me know what you think. They were like who are you? Like you've never been that rude or disgusting or like you're just not that person. And I was like, oh well, I guess that means I'm a good actor. And they're like, yeah, I guess, but that's weird for you. And I'm like, but I mean, I'm a semi-sarcastic vibe, but not anywhere near that. And I definitely don't have any, you know, problem with any colors or varieties or anything that we'll get into on that level. But what's interesting is that I had just played a very similar character. Look, I had just played a similar character probably a few months before this, and I was, you know, sheriff for. I was looking into a case of a black man that raped a white woman, and I played a sarcastic asshole racist cop. So it came easier because I had already put myself in that position months ago. So I just rolled into this role.
Yeah.
It was the second time I did it, so it made it a little bit easier. But people hated me in that as well. And you know, I certainly, you know, treated the guy like, you know, an ass. Like I assumed he did it because of his color. I guess that's why JB's feelings are always hurt when I, you know, get onto him.
I can only imagine you two going back and forth with each other, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we comedians. Like, look, we comedians. And there's so much stuff I want to say right now.
Yeah, y'all did such a superb job. Y'all did. Like I said, everybody brought out tears from knowing exactly what y'all going to do. But when y'all was on that set, and you know what's crazy? The way that y'all played all that part, and watch y'all right here, right now, talking on this panel, that just shows the closeness of actually how the Tweeds are. I mean, y'all are. I'm sorry. How y'all really are. Like, you know, Tyler, Robert, or whatever, you almost seem like you was really a part of.
Sorry, guys. I can't hear if Anthony's talking right now. I'm going to leave and rejoin.
Yeah, some reason we keep having issues.
Oh.
Tyler couldn't hear you.
It don't like us on here.
Yeah, I know.
Last time we kept kicking out JB.
That's because we talking about something that makes sense. That's what we talking about a problem. That's the problem of this world. That's why the StreamYard doing it. It's always when we doing it, we talking about something of importance.
All right, guys.
James,
I enjoyed y'all,
yeah.
but mommy duty is calling, so I do have to roll.
Yeah.
Thank you
But
so
thank you so
much.
much.
Greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you. And I'd love to see you in more.
Do a plug for your new joint coming out before you leave. I mean, what's up? What you doing?
I'm actually, before I go, I am actually working on my own stage play. It's coming soon. It's gonna be called Seasons. And we'll see. I might have to get with KP to see if she want to help me produce the movie when it's all said and done. Adelaide, you know you already got to be role girl.
That's right. And if you need us to help to promote what you're doing. The channel is open to you. Just reach out to Ann and we'll make it happen.
That's really sweet. Thank you, guys. I love y'all.
You welcome.
Love you too, girl.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Always nice talking to you.
Thank you for your work. Dang. Hey, Tyler, I mean, Rob, did you ever experience like that with one of your friends?
I just love her. She's so dope.
You ever experience any of your friends missing or things like that personally?
Who are you talking to?
Tyler. Robert, I'm sorry.
I wasn't nobody really. Just
can't
reading.
You can't hear you.
But I think she talking about you, Tom. You played that asshole. And,
yeah, she said the nice guys play the asshole on TV. So
Hell yeah, he felt it.
There was a real anger from Marcus at the very first
scene. There go that question for y'all.
I did. Like we had talked to somebody the other day.
You muted.
Could you hear me?
I hear him.
It's
Yeah,
just
for
you,
some
big
reason we
boy.
have this StreamYard.
Could you hear me now?
I can
Muted,
hear you.
Pope.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I can hear him.
I'm not
Oh,
on
you can
mute.
hear him?
I can hear him.
Oh, what the world is going on? Like,
JB can't hear you.
they just
I
cutting
can't hear
people in
him.
and out of hearing stuff. You
Yeah.
don't want me to hear what Poke is
You might
saying? You
have
think
to
I'm
go
gonna
out
jump through
and
the
come back
screen
in.
on him?
He got to go to your house.
So they
That's
had
crazy.
already
Hold
been acting for probably a day or two by the time I showed up. So when I got there, our first scene was that one in the living room where he pushed me down and he said get off his damn couch or whatever. So I didn't actually know him. We had never met in person. I hadn't met any of the cast. So we didn't have a developed relationship at that time. So it did make it a little bit awkward because right when I walked in, the first thing he said was, "Oh, you're the asshole cop." I mean, instead of like, "Hey, nice to meet you. My name is JB," it was just, "You're the asshole." And I was like, "Sure, yeah, I guess so." So then we did the scene being mad at each other, and that's how our relationship started. Then we had to work backwards to get back to a good place after that.
But you know what? Isn't that how life is? You wind up fighting your best friends. Like you wind up fighting them, then next thing you know, y'all friends. Like this is life.
I mean, it looked on film like a story of David and Goliath. I mean, that's what we call it because I'm 5'8" and he's like 6'7" or something ridiculous, and like he weighs like 100 pounds more than I do. So it was just like, am I really gonna do something to this guy? But I had a gun. But he claims that he did too, but you didn't see it on camera. So I mean, it went both ways.
You know, it's funny. It probably it probably was good that it happened that way because the emotions of that particular scene was incredible. And if y'all probably would have been friends, there might have been a little
Let me
less
ask you a question because
of the.
it's for you,
Go ahead.
Atalaya. What do you hope mothers watching this film after seeing? What do you hope mothers watching this film feel after seeing your performance?
That's it. That's it.
I hope that they kind of understand what's really going on out here after seeing it, and you just never know how you will react. You don't know. You don't know because every situation is different. You really, really have to watch your surroundings. You really, really have to talk to your kids. I have a 21-year-old daughter. She's 20. She'll be 22 in May. However, that's still a child. That's still my child.
Yeah,
So
I can't hear you.
y'all can't hear me.
I could hear you.
I can hear you.
Can people can chat? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you, but I don't think Robert can.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
My
it keeps switching up.
thing's been just.
For some reason, one
Robert,
of us.
you might have to jump out and then come back in, Robert.
I can't hear.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
OG, I can hear you though.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'll talk. If chat can hear, I'll keep talking. Okay, good. All right. So what I would hope for other parents and other mothers is that they really work with their children to start looking at their surroundings. I'm doing that with my daughter. Like I said, she's a young adult. She'll be 22. However, it's still the same because if she went missing, even though I've played that role before, I still don't know what I would do, right? So just try to be proactive as opposed to being reactive. And then mothers, just because it's not your child doesn't mean that it can't happen. And just because it's not your child doesn't mean that you can't put yourself in a place where you can support other mothers. If you see those things on Facebook and things like that, just share them. Share them. Try to connect with the community once you see other situations happening, because again, you never know what could happen in your situation. I think that, is it Ron? Is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Ron, you had mentioned creating that community where, you're not so like, don't say this to my child because you never know when you may need that neighbor, right? Let's just be better neighbors. As mothers, let's just be better mother neighbors because, again, things like what we dealt with in the movie, that's real, and those are getting swept under the rug. So as a mother, just Posture yourself, just be aware of your surroundings and just talk to your children. Make sure they know what's going on. Make sure that they are making sure that they're in a good surrounding, like their friend groups are really honest and that they're watching their back. I'm even coming up with code words at this time with my sister. She has younger children. Coming up with code words, just anything. Just try to stay proactive. I know that you may not know everything to do because you don't expect your children to go missing, but let's just still come up with things. Be proactive as opposed to reactive. We know that reactive is a thing, but try to do those things and take those steps where you can be proactive as well.
You're definitely right about them code words. I've had my kids use code words a long time ago. I said, listen, if you ever, I said, just text a code word, and that way I know something's wrong. Because a lot of times you can't say a whole lot, and you don't know the situation is in. So a quick code word amongst family that everybody knows, and if something's not right, you send a text with that code word in there. That will clearly indicate something's wrong. I mean, and you don't have to, it could be something that y'all all know. It don't have to be specific to what's wrong, but it could be something that y'all all know. You know what I mean? It's something that, some type of quick code word, like, that only makes sense to y'all. So I definitely agree with that, and I agree with the community aspect of it, is bringing in, getting to know your neighbors, the people that are around you, talking. That way they get a chance to know who your kids are and stuff like that, because we all grew up with kids. I mean, when we grew up as kids, all of my neighbors knew who I was. Knew who my neighbors. I had Miss Pat and Miss Addie beside me. I remember their names. One of them's still here, one of them's not here. But Miss Pat, I used to think she was the meanest thing on the planet. Until the first time I got locked out the house. And she was like, what's wrong? I said, I can't get in the house. She said, the first thing came out of her mouth, she said, did you eat? I said, not yet. She said, are you hungry? I said, nah, real hungry, but I'm all right. She said, well, let me just make sure you eat and you just stay over here until your parents get home. Man, I ain't know she had all no goodies in her house. She became my best friend as a kid. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, Miss Pat. But I always thought she was mean because she was always tell you, get out the street. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. But then when it came down to a moment where she was like, brought me in her house, when my mom and them finally got home, she was like, my mom came home. She was like, yeah, I got him. He's at my house. He couldn't get in the house. So I just had, he stayed at the house until he got home. Until one of my parents got home, or my older brothers and them got home or whatever. But again, if you got to build relationships with people that are around you, that you can build some type of level of trust with them. And not to say that they babysitting your kids, but if something is wrong, at least they keeping an eye on your kid enough to say, yo, I know who kid that is. Get away from him. You know what I mean? And as men in our communities, that should be just a natural instinct. You know what I mean? With me and wherever I'm at, and I know people's kids and stuff like that, and just, you don't have to be up on their kid. Just watch from a distance. Just, I know who kid it is. Leave their kid alone.
I don't know, JB.
I don't even know who that is. I'm
ready too. I don't know.
What happened?
But I guess he wants to know what everybody else is starring in.
Yeah, she like, I already know what you starred in.
Yeah. Are any of you guys starring in any more movies? Any other movies?
Okay. She wanted to start with Tyler, but he dropped. Yeah, I'll say this because I'm gonna drop in about 5 minutes. So I do have another film coming this year sometime. I think sometime this spring, called Eight God for the Pop.
Naturally, me being the father of a 26-year-old.
Sometime this spring, called Eight God. I'm confused.
It wasn't that hard to tap into it, but
what are we saying?
Tap into it as far as character. To be honest, my co-star made it easier. Marcus,
can y'all hear me?
Hold up. She was talking.
Nostra. That's New York. I still don't know who it is, but cool.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I still don't know.
Can y'all hear her?
Wait a minute. I can hear her, but then JB start talking too. But I can hear all of y'all. But I don't think JB can hear Atalaya. Can JB hear Atalaya?
No.
Oh, that's why. That's what happened. Atalaya couldn't hear JB. Atalaya was talking,
I'm hearing back.
and then he wound up answering the question on the chat. So that's what happened. But what it was, Atalaya was in the middle talking about whether she was going, was she at any other movies?
So y'all did
And then
hear.
I said,
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay, yeah. So I'll do this and get out of your way. I'll be starring in A God for the Love of Hip Hop. It's just like a hip hop love story. So I'll be starring in that. That should be sometime this spring. Just currently working on a series. It's like a comic book come to life thing, Marvel. I play the mother in that as well. So I'm filming that this year.
You about to be a hero? I'm sorry, go ahead.
We'll plot twist with that one.
my daughter is, so I play her mother, which is different for me. So more fun, a fun type role. And then we're just looking forward to Silent Crisis Part 2. So
Not so silent.
I'm hoping you gotta manifest stuff. You gotta speak things as though they were. So that's and Sister Girls summer. So a lot of projects.
And Sister Girls.
On late summer, Sister
He
Girls.
did.
I'm also working on the Atalaya Jolie show. That's a talk show that I have. So that will be coming out. It is in pre-production right now. So few things.
I gotta look up who this is. What was that screen name again?
Oh no, that's Jay the Fat Tattoo. He was on the show when you was there last week.
Oh, cause he
He went from New York.
Thank you on BMF. Oh, all right, cool. All right.
That's who it was. You know who it is.
All right. He had me gone, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Atalaya.
All right.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good night.
Greatly
appreciate you. Thank you for your work.
Keep putting in that good work.
Thank you for your support.
And both of y'all owe me a roll of toilet paper.
All right, girl, call me.
All right, Pope. Get these hands and feet, baby.
Like that.
Get these hands and feet, baby.
All right. Have a beautiful night.
Shut up. Yo, appreciate it. Wow. Look at you guys. I don't know if there's any more questions in the chat. Talking to you. But Tyler, can you hear? Robert? Okay, well, I guess we got JB.
Somebody asked you what's next, Pope. But what I was gonna say earlier, even after Silent Crisis, me and Pope did another small kind of comical project like right after that. That was hilarious, but we'll talk about that another time.
Oh, we can't see it?
Not yet.
Khalil, you can't release it? What's going on?
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't with her.
It wasn't with her.
Robert.
Oh, wasn't her? Okay.
I'm 17, by the way.
How old?
If you don't mind.
17.
How old
okay.
Robert is 9 years old.
Now, Robert, what do you do? You're an actor, you're a writer, like what all do you do?
Yeah, actor, writer, director, producer. No, just kidding.
Someday.
Yeah, actor, writer. No, right now I'm just mainly focused on acting. I'm still taking acting classes, but I signed with a Mandarin agent out in Los Angeles. So the thing about it is like it's difficult when you're not 18 to get auditions for stuff because you know when you're not 18 you can only work 3 hours on set every day, so it's like a money thing. So a lot of obviously movies are casting 18 plus to play younger. So once I get closer to 18 and I can start auditioning for things that film when I'm 18, I'll be starting to get more opportunities to audition. But right now I'm just getting auditions every now and again, just little things. But I've been taking my classes and I think I've been improving a lot. So pretty excited.
You did a great job. You did a real great job. Like,
gosh, I cannot hear. All right, hang on. Let me leave 1 second. I'll be right back.
JB's mic is off. JB, you got your mic off.
You heard him, JB?
Yeah, he can't hear me. For some reason, JB turned his mic off.
He might not know you hit it. He might not hit it. All right. He might not know you hit it.
Yeah,
It's your mic.
Can you hear me,
Your
JB?
mic. Your mic call.
All right.
Yeah, JB turned
I
his
think he
mic
did.
off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Robert. We hear you.
Figure this out.
You can't hear us?
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Oh,
I know, and then there was one. The lone wolf.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to say StreamYard, man, gonna have to give us back some bread, man, for all these sound problems and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron gonna get him.
Bro,
I thought IG was bad.
Yeah, I'm at this, and I paid.
Yeah, I know.
I should have went back to. I should have just stuck to the free version. But man,
hey Robert, can you hear us again?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
Wonderful job, man. I number one, I want to thank y'all for taking the time out to come to the show. To show up on Philly Talk. We've been talking about this movie. We've been mentioning it to different people over and over again. We're hoping that the word gets out, that a lot of people go and view this movie, man, to get you guys all the exposure, individual exposure, collective exposure, the story of the movie, the message that's being portrayed in the movie out. There's so much stuff going on with this, man, and I'm really impressed with what I saw, man. Every single one of y'all, man, y'all played y'all roles that y'all played in this movie, man. Y'all did an outstanding job, and I hope y'all don't take this lightly, but y'all did a really, really outstanding job of portraying the character that it is. I'm really looking at this movie. I'm like, man, in my mind, I thought it was somebody y'all was like equating this story to, because y'all was just doing such an excellent job of portraying the characters. They were real characters in my mind. If I never saw y'all, I would have saw all you. I see all y'all as the characters I see on the show, on the movie. And if I never saw y'all, those who y'all will always be to me.
What's so funny is most of the time when I came to set, I either wore my first outfit or had my first outfit on. And the day when we had to wear the Where's Elijah shirts, I went into a store and somebody was like, "Oh my God, is that your son?" I was like, yeah. They was like, "Is he missing?" I was like, "Yeah, man, he's been missing for a few days." I went through the whole script and they was like,
That's great.
"Yo, we gonna look for him. You have any posters you want to put up?" I said I'll be back with some posters. But once we did that day and I came back and went to the same store, which is in my neighborhood, I said, "Man, I'm doing a movie and this is part of the movie, so don't put out no Amber or Ebony alerts or anything like that. But look out for the movie when it come out."
Yeah, that's what you look for. Look for the movie.
Man.
Look for Elijah in the movie. Yeah. It definitely was a big experience, y'all. I appreciate y'all, the work that y'all did and what I learned. Been watching y'all, and it's incredible, man. Y'all gave me a whole new respect. Some of you guys knew, some of you, guys been on it set for a while, like JB, he's been on a while for a while. So I got to watch and learn and see the emotions of all that it took out of you guys. I started going, I don't know you guys, I started going to Ohio Media School to kind of learn my voiceover and start learning how to audio and editing and stuff like that. So yeah, y'all was a really big part of JB was a big part of that. He was definitely a big part of that. Again, I wish the best for all of y'all, man. Man, I don't know what to say, y'all. Y'all brought tears to me, and I'd seen it. I seen it on paper. Then I seen it on y'all while y'all was online. Then I heard it while y'all was online. Then to turn around and see it and come back, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. Sometimes that I left like JB when you went to cry and stuff. I remember you was like, "Yo, where was you at, man?" I was crying. I was like, "Man, go do this after that." And you like, "Didn't I do right?" And I'm like, "Yo, the little bit I saw you, you sure? You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." And then it was like to turn around and look back again. A lot of stuff that resonated with me is like you being a man and holding it in. And then you told your peoples Like, yo, because that's how I go down. That's when you usually tell your peoples, that's when you can break down in front of vulnerable, in front of your homie or your family or something like that, you know, because we as men, we just pair strong, you know what I'm saying, and be like that. And like I said, it was just pivotal to find as the lad when she's at the step, hearing it as your wife and hearing you break down like that, right, bro? And remember again, I left because it was supposed to change. You know what I'm saying? So the see the quality ending of it and all wrapped in when I was at the theater premiere, I was like, oh wow. Like I'm looking around, I'm seeing the actions of people's faces, I'm hearing sniffles, I'm hearing, you know what I mean? And these are our family that they're tripping.
Yeah.
Ari's like, wow, this is incredible. This is incredible. So I couldn't wait for the
first time I seen my dad cry in like 15 years.
Mm.
Real business.
It was emotional on that theater, man.
Premiere.
It was emotional at that theater, at that premiere. I think everybody was I think they was more at awe of the story and everything else. And I think it was blown away from the acting, the story, and everything. You guys did a tremendous job, man. A tremendous job. Like I said, I applaud and y'all, you guys, man. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. I wish some other people say that, but we're probably going to close it down because it's about an hour and a half now. Wait a minute, for Ron, how did you see platforms like yours amplify voices that are often unheard?
All right. Well, for me personally, I when I first started decided I was going to do YouTube, I had one direction that I wanted to go, and as I started building this channel and doing different things, I got into the political, but that wasn't a direction that I wanted to go. The reason why I went, as far as myself and far as being able to use my platform for things that are unheard, is that one thing I always try to do is I go back to the things that make sense, common sense. And when someone brings me something or I learn about something, I don't like to be influenced. I want to be educated first. That way I always try to come up with an unbiased opinion about the subject. And then get some concrete information on what was actually going on. And then talk about it in hopes that it'll help educate people as it first educated me. And when they say unheard, and I'm going to give this and I want to move on from this, is that a lot of time when people come to my channel, they see the firearms behind me, right? And the first thing that they think, oh, you know, a guy with guns behind me. But it signifies so much more than that. Meaning that I grew up in an area where probably 99% of the people were African American, black, melanated, whatever terminology you want to use. And in our community, being an owner of a firearm was always considered taboo. The media, on public wise, they only show a lot of young or just black men when they're out there doing reckless stuff on the streets. You get what I'm saying? They don't show the black men, melanated men like me, who are responsible gun owners, who don't do stuff like that, nor do I talk that way, nor do I act that way. I educate people and the proper reasons why we have firearms and the reason why you have the right to keep and bear arms. I use that to say that don't be afraid. There's a responsible way and there are irresponsible way. And it's the same thing with this story here that
Hello. Did it freeze? And Ronnie froze.
Either he froze or he playing the mannequin challenge.
Yeah, right.
The mannequin challenge.
He probably don't know he froze yet. It's cold in PA, y'all.
He probably yapping. He probably yapping too.
He's still talking. Yeah, he probably still talking.
Somebody better shoot him a message, tell him to go out and come back in.
Hey, Ron. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me see.
Oh man, that's
give me one
crazy
second. Well, look, I'm gonna rest around. I guess to run of it. Hold on, let me see, because I think he's gonna get it soon. Because I want him to answer this question. But I know that when he start, there you go. Oh, I thought that was. Oh, he about to come back in. All right. So yeah, I know. Like he said, when he started his platform, he wanted to see people to see other dynamics of who he was. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just seeing one part of him. Yeah, we all being chopped off small by small. Though nobody's on here, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we day on Philly Talk.
Yeah, I'm
I
back.
thought
And
we
we
kicked
got
everybody
Ron, and
out. I'm
Ron
like,
is
what?
back.
I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's streaming.
Is
All right.
Pope
Whenever you
froze?
start cooking,
Oh,
these.
he's doing the mannequin challenge. Okay, I got it.
But yeah, I don't want to hold y'all up because I know y'all got lives to live, and I don't want to drag this out on. But just know
Still
that
can't hear.
anytime you guys need to come to the show, if y'all got a subject, Kalia, my channel is open to you. If for this project, if you want to bring something else to the table to talk about, it's open to you. Anything else you're doing out there that you need, whatever little help that we can offer to it to get you to help to get the message out there, exposure um, out there. And once I finish doing some more research on this particular subject, I'm going to do a whole big segment on this, and it's probably going to be more than one day on the subject because I really think that it's more to it. And we're stronger than they are. Whoever these people are, we're stronger than them. There's more of us than it is of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I look at it, is that it's more of us than it is of them. And until we can figure out who it is, good guys will fix the problem and handle the problem. Good people will fix the problem and handle the problem. Bad people is part of the problem.
I
They
agree.
don't care about life. I love life.
I got a question for
Sure.
Robert. I try to ask questions so the audience can know certain things. Robert, what did you learn about yourself as an actor while working on this film?
As an actor,
I swear
I'd
this sound
say
like us.
I really, because that was like the first project I worked on set. I really liked being able to be on set with actors and find a relationship with them off screen. Like I feel like that was a big importance. Like I felt such more connection with Alante or Elijah. Like talking with him offset, getting to learn more about his life, like to the point where he genuinely felt like a friend. As well as there's a big difference between rehearsing your lines over and over again and make him sound good, in front of the mirror and doing it in front of a camera. There's a whole stress thing, and honestly, like the emotions flowed so much more in front of the camera, and that was my first really experience with that. And it was just like when that camera like switched on, it was just like I could feel more adrenaline pumping, and it allowed me to give a little bit more in front of the camera, especially for some of those more intense scenes. So I'd say that's what I was most grateful for, was just having that experience in front of a camera, and with a supportive crew. Obviously it makes it all the easier.
Yeah. You also did a tremendous job looking like you were actually a friend of his when you were talked to the parents. When you sat with the parents, that was an excellent. You were actually a friend of his when you were talked to the parents. When you
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Did I just say? I'm sorry. Did somebody say another question?
I'm about to look.
Oh no, that's crazy. I just looked. What?
Yeah, look it up. Look
I
it
don't
up.
know. Oh, but yeah, I guess we're gonna bring it. But yeah, like I said, you just played your part very well.
Question for Tom.
Bro,
Why do you think it's important for films to show uncomfortable truths?
For me?
Tom.
Oh, sorry.
To show uncomfortable truths. I mean, for us, it helps us grow, not only on camera, but also in real life, because we see things differently after we perform that character, I'll say. So I think that it is important, because I would handle a situation differently now after seeing the emotion of those characters that they had when we told them that their child was missing, because it was just raw and unfiltered. And I've never had anybody do that to me right in front of my face before, but it felt real. So I would definitely go about it differently today than I would have 6 months ago.
Wow. Yeah, I like I said, there's so much in that movie that I think just like I said, it really needs to be talked about more. There's so much that movie was saying. Like I said, Khalil, I thank you for making this movie. I thank you for allowing us to participate and just talking about it. But the part that triggered me in me doing research on the organ, people getting their organs stolen, and I say this, I've heard rumors, but I've never heard a story like on the news or anything like that until I literally start searching for it. I was like, why is this there but not there? You know what I mean? It's stories there, but it's like quiet in the night, swept under the rug. Something like this, I should not have to go look for. This is the type of stuff, you know what I mean? I don't like. Here's the thing, and I'm not no insult to Groundhog's Day, but why am I hearing about Groundhog's Day every year, but I don't hear about this every day, and this is going on, and this is by far more important than Groundhog's Day. You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, there is no legitimacy to Groundhog's Day, but here these people lives are being taken away, organs are being stolen out of people, and so much more with this stuff, and it's getting ignored, and it's like, wow. But we want to talk about Groundhog's Day. You know what I mean? So so for me personally, I still have a lot of deep diving to do. I don't know the whole answer, the whole story about the whole industry of that, what's going on. But the amount of research that I did, it was unbelievable. I would have never thought that rabbit hole was that deep. So for me, I'm definitely going to bring this subject up, and I'm going to deep dive even further into it. And this is more likely going to become part of Ron's Opinion Don't Matter, the OG Network subjects that we talk on this channel as often as I can. And you guys did a great job all around the board.
It looked like people just coming into the room.
Hey, thank y'all so much.
I just got one more question for JB.
Yep.
Hey, thank y'all so much.
I just got one more question for JB. What message do you hope fathers and men take from this story?
Say it again, okay?
He said, say it again, Kay.
What message do you hope fathers and men take from this story?
Fathers, be what you were born and meant and raised to be, which is protectors of your family. Protect your families, most definitely protect your women. For men in general, especially the younger men, please stop pulling your phone out when things happen. Commit action. Bring action to it. The phone is not action. The phone is just recording what's happening. You know, you got to bring action to things and be more aware of your surroundings, more aware of things that's going on. Don't just, me growing up in New York, I've seen people walk straight by people getting robbed, walk straight by people getting shot. Growing up that way, you tend to do it yourself, but sometimes people need help. Sometimes people need assistance to find people or to get through problems and situations. Men just need to be men and stop being, for lack of better words, you feel me? But men just need to be men. There's not too many real men out here anymore.
Yeah.
I agree.
Appreciate that.
I agree.
Appreciate that. Well, whoever hasn't seen The Silent Crisis yet, go to Tubi and check out The Silent Crisis. It's a really powerful movie, really necessary subject.
It was amazing.
And share it and support it. Definitely get your tissue because you're going to need it.
Yes, you are. Believe me, going to need it.
And that's all I got.
If you're on this live, please go watch the movies. The Silent Crisis is on Tubi.
I can't even hear, so.
It's on Tubi TV.
So I'm back and forth. I'm like, let me come over here and
Y'all,
ask my
anybody else hear me?
question. So y'all
I
can
can
hear
hear
me
you.
ask my question.
Okay.
I
Let
can
me
hear you.
go over here to the chat
Make sure y'all
so
go
I
check
can
out the movie.
hear y'all answer.
On Tubi TV. It's the Silent Crisis. I watched it twice. We talked about it. This is the second segment that we did on the show. Philly talk about this movie. We've all been impressed by this movie. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie, The Silent Crisis. It's on Tubi TV. I ain't worrying about likes. I ain't worrying about subscribe. I want y'all to go watch the movie. That's what y'all do. Go watch the movie.
Go
That
watch
way
the
you come back.
movie.
Go watch the movie, and then if you didn't understand what was going on, that's why you didn't understand, because you haven't seen the movie yet. So you got to go watch the movie and watch what's going on with the movie. It was written, produced. We got the actors on the show right now. Kalia has done an amazing job writing and producing this movie. The actors did an amazing job bringing all these characters to life. I really thought y'all were the people that was on the movie. I don't know who y'all are right now.
Y'all are who y'all was.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. No.
But I just say that I only say that to say that you guys really, really made those characters real. And I know you're probably gonna hear it 1,000 times, but you know, we appreciate y'all work, man, and we appreciate what y'all did, and I'm grateful and thankful and humbled that y'all actually took the time out to come to the show and be a part of Philly Talk. You know, and even though y'all not from Philly, we know Kalia is, but and you know, you guys are welcome to come back, Kalia. You know, if you ever want to come back or make, you know, maybe there's something you want to talk about or add to the show, the actors want to come back and talk about something else, you know, the door's open anytime you need to come through it, and we good. And I thank y'all.
I got a quick question for Kay, because we talked about this earlier. I want you to address some of these comments. You know what comments I'm talking about? Was the emotions real? Was the tears real? Was there any Visine? Things of that nature. Because people throwing a lot of hate out there, some giving a lot of love, but there's a lot of hate out there.
They love to hate it though because it was that good. That's what the problem is. They trying to find some reason of what it was. There was nothing fake about it, Joe.
Can't hear Kay.
Nothing fake about it. Huh?
Can't hear Ken.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, we can now.
Because I can't hear y'all, but I mean, I've learned not to pay attention to the haters. I mean, because if I did, I would probably curse some people out. So I try not to let the Philly me come out and just keep her hidden. Because that Kamak Street girl might tell them about themselves, okay? But I've grown. I'm a professional, and like I said, visibility is visibility. Whether they want to attack the film, they don't want to watch it with an open heart, open mind. You know, they don't want to face the reality. Most people don't want to face reality that is going on. But regardless, they still watch the film. Thank you for running our numbers up. We appreciate that. You know what I mean? You told somebody, and by you posting, I didn't like that movie, The Silent Crisis. Somebody's eventually going to say, "What you talking about? Where do you see that at?" Thank you. So it's still helping us get the message out, regardless of how you do it.
Subscribe and share.
Hollywood goes through it every day. So I mean, but at the end of the day, we didn't use any Visine. All the tears were realistic. I don't think them tears on them steps definitely. If I'm honest, I want to say we only did that specific scene once or twice because how she came down them steps, they added that in on set. That wasn't even in the script. The cameraman added that on. Hey, let's get her coming down like this and feel her emotions. And she actually prepared herself for that by sitting in a room. Because if you remember in the movie, he left out the room to go open the door for his best friend. She was still in the room. So that's likely 9 times out of 10 the time when she was talking to her aunt on the phone who had a missing child. So again, I don't pay attention to the negativity.
Thank you, Queen.
They're still going to watch and guarantee if we should do a second one, they're going to watch it then too, because they're going to want to know deeper. And anything I put out after this, they're going to watch. And 9 times out of 10, they've already went and looked up every darn actress on this movie. and
Talk your
found out
ish.
more about them. But
Talk
like I
your
told
ish.
JB earlier, a lot of times with people that's watching Tubi, they see it as Tubi produced this movie for one. They like to call them Tubi actors or Tubi movies, and that's not what they are. Tubi is not writing these movies. Tubi is just a streaming platform. It's just like putting a movie on YouTube. It's no different. They see Tubi
is owned by
as
Fox.
the CD man from back in the day. From back in the day, and that's how they're looking at Tubi. Tubi is no different than BT Plus or Peacock or any of those. It's just a streaming platform.
Yes.
And again, like I said, people are just not watching it with open minds because people just want to watch drug deals and strippers and stuff like that. And if I guarantee you, if it had one of the actors from Detroit, we wouldn't have had no issue with it. Because people they don't open their minds to allowing and giving everybody else a chance. They just focus on, oh, that's my favorite actor. I know whatever they're in, it's going to be a good movie. When I've watched movies from them and I know them personally that are in Detroit, and they are incredible actors and actresses, but not everything they're in is good movies. And that's the facts. And some of them don't have meaning. So at some point, you got to open up your mind and your heart to stop trying to critique everything and just watch the damn movie.
Get the message.
Excuse me.
My thing is, if you're going to hate, go ahead and
But
hate.
again, one more
Haters are
thing.
motivated.
I learned
Haters
that
are
my
motivated.
audience is not everybody else's audience.
Yeah.
I learned that. Because at first I did see someone that left something negative, and I got her, like I told y'all last time, I got her to eventually go back and watch it and really give the movie a chance. But again, she may not be my audience. Just like most of my family that didn't watch it, they're not my audience. So, my audience is bigger than that. My audience is people that really have open minds and open hearts and want to know the truth of life.
Yeah. I always say that, when you got people like that, I don't care what ticket you selling, they'll never buy. So why I keep trying? You know what I mean? I'm not going to, my thing is this, I'm not going to ignore for a movie. Let's say you get 1 million views on the movie, right? Why would I worry about the one the 2 or 10 or 20 that don't like it when I had 1 million people view it? And even the people that we talk about within the circle, everybody came back and said they loved the movie. I haven't got one person that complained about the movie. And we've been talking about it. There's people that came on I was talking a little bit about it earlier. It was like, yeah, I got a couple people there. Yeah, I got to see it. They loved it. Like, my thing is people, what I always say about people like that, they just mad because they didn't do it. That's it. You mad because you didn't do it. You mad. I go through that, Kelly. I understand it because I go through that even on my channel. I get hate. And I said, you know what? I said, you on my live talking to me, but yet you are spending the most valuable time that you have, which is your time with me. Arguing with me who you don't like. But I thank you. Queen Sackcloth, I thank you for putting the link to Tubi TV so people can click the link if you want. You can copy and paste it. That way you know where you're going. But yeah, the movie was amazing, and I thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all single one of y'all. It was something that I sat back and I enjoyed twice watching it. My lady enjoyed watching it. Officer Polk, she don't like you. Sorry.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
No, not really. Honestly speaking. JB, and when that scene came up, because I wasn't in the room when she was watching it, but I heard her, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, so she's one of those people that she gets into the movie, and you don't have to be in the room to know whether they like a movie or not. You can hear it, and I hear her, and when she's watching a movie, I can hear everything. I said, yeah, she like it.
I think if they'd have put the first take of that scene in the movie, it probably wouldn't have reached streaming platforms.
But Officer Polk, we love you.
Got arrested.
We ain't got nothing but love for you, Officer Polk. We know for sure you ain't.
Now you got me ready to go back and watch the cuts because I didn't see that part.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, when the first time I grabbed Polk,
the right people.
He said, "Oh
sense.
shit."
Well, I didn't really know he was that big until when I walked in, I was like, "Hey, are you JB?" And he was like,
"You really are a big guy, right?"
Like, and I was like,
I got one
"How tall
question.
are you? How tall
I
are
got
you?"
one
He was
question.
like 6, 7.
Because I know you had to go through editing this movie and stuff like that. Do you have like funny outtakes with this movie?
You got any bloopers?
Yeah, like
And she
bloopers,
froze?
Me
I
or
mean, do we have behind the scenes?
like
Yeah,
behind the
we have
scenes
behind the
funny
scenes.
stuff.
Yeah, behind the scene
Stuff
bloopers.
like that.
You know, I don't know. We got a couple behind the scenes, but I don't think we got a lot of bloopers from this movie. And I've been thinking about that all the time. Like, dang, we ain't got no bloopers to post. I'm gonna go
We
through
need to
my
make more mistakes.
clips and see what we got that we can share. But I don't think nobody really got bloopers. I might have to ask Rashad and see if he got any.
We should get some more on number 2
'Cause
and
I
put
know
them
it
at
was
the
some.
end.
Gotta be
Put
some.
like 5 minutes of funny stuff at the end.
Yeah, because I
Especially
just
with
want
those
to
two
know,
right
like,
there.
Because I could have jumped
Facial
back off the
expression.
couch, ran up, pushed him, and then he didn't move. And that would have been funny.
Hey, I'm
Maybe-
telling y'all, when y'all see, I don't know if we're gonna. I'm gonna let Pope decide if we're gonna release the little jump.
Y'all got to. Y'all got to.
But we gotta definitely do something full feature. I put it that way.
All right.
Because I ain't
Yo,
gonna lie,
I
even the whole day with us filming,
I
the
thought
last
about
thing
writing
we
it for
filmed,
y'all.
like that whole
You,
day was
him, and
hilarious
Ashley.
and fun.
Yeah, we actually
What about
legit, we
writing
shot a
Can't hear you.
what was it? Maybe 6 minutes. We shot a 6
can't hear
minute
me?
film
yeah, just a
over.
little louder. We can hear you, just not as loud.
Yeah, could you hear me? Could you still hear me?
Go ahead, Clear.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
I can hear Park and Clear.
With me?
Yeah, I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
You just wasn't that loud, but you are now.
Yeah, I can hear you. No, so what I was saying was that me and JB, we shot a 6 minute film over the course of like,
So what I was saying is
I don't know, like 8 to 10 hours. We were there all day. And all we did was we did what we were supposed to and what, they asked us to, but every single scene in between, we were sitting there cutting up, making jokes. And it was honestly we just had fun. And it just made it so much better because we had developed that relationship from the other movies. So we just dragged it in. Like we needed more. And then we found that more. We channeled it all in and we had a great time. We actually found out a lot about each other's personal lives that we didn't know. And it just,
Oh, that's wild.
great to have a lifetime friend now.
For sure.
What's up, man?
Wow.
This is up.
Clear, you brought it all together. Ain't that something? Yo, honestly, I'm not just saying it
half
because
baked the Millennium version.
I think, man, this movie right here, honestly, just not see. I just feel like it became history. Like when y'all were done, y'all were like, "Wow, this is a hit." And I still think that we didn't still grasp it yet, and people haven't grasped it yet. Like I think if we give it a couple of more months, Khalil, you're probably going to be somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? So despite all the haters and everything else, I'm telling you, to bring out the emotions that I've seen out of people, it's screwed with the haters, because you got people that don't like these people that's right here on the screen now, and only because they saw them acting. That was it. They saw that actor. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, this is late. We're gonna start.
We're not
concluding
worried
this.
about none of that. God got this. God got this covered. He already ordered these steps, and I already know I'm gonna be somewhere in the next 30 days. So I ain't worried. I mean, the assignments that God has on me right now it's hard. It's scary, but I'm ready for it. I am.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank y'all again. Thank y'all again.
God bless you.
I mean, keep up the good work. Khalil, keep going. My brothers, keep going. Like I said, the show is open to y'all. I mean, we got a lot of people that we know already watched the movie on our end. There were people that came back earlier today, was like, yeah, I seen it. It was good. They liked it. Putting the word out. I like in public, when I'm out in public, putting the word out, talking to different people, got feedback from the ones that watched it. I haven't got one person that said anything negative. and that's just
That's what's
my
up.
and I know that it was quite a few people that told me they watched it, and I have
Tell them to
yet
watch it again. Tell them to watch it again. Watch it again.
Honestly, you're so right about that because, like you, when we talked about the Tubi thing, the moment that people heard it was on Tubi, it was this discretion, like, okay.
Oh, this
But
movie helped
after they
me.
watched it, they was looking at it like, yo, like I think we done turned them on to Tubi in a sense because they was like, their awareness of not thinking that what was actually happening. Like you said, that's just the platform. It's not them producing it. I really feel like once they went on there with the negative part, oh, it's Tubi, okay, and they took their time to watch it. When I tell you, by the time they watch it, they go, oh, I'm gonna watch it later. By the time they turn around and watch it, man, they came back with like extraordinary just energy. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I watched it. I watched it twice. Oh, I love this part. I love that part. And it was like, and they looking like they couldn't believe it, or they texted me like it was amazing. There just wasn't their thought of what they thought it was actually going to be. So, Kalia, keep continuing that because you did bring about the emotions out of people.
But see, here's the thing. Like, you get people that complain about the movies on Tubi, but they're cheap. I mean, a lot of those movies hit Prime before it even hits Tubi. But people be like, oh, I'm not paying $2.99 for this. I'm gonna wait for it to come to Tubi. So then stop complaining when it's on Tubi because you're the one that's waiting for it to come to Tubi because you don't want to pay $2.99 for the movie. The movie is good, but you don't want to pay for it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and then half of our the audience. The audience is that's the people that's going to watch the movie for free though. But a lot of our as Black creators or just creators in general, our dream is not Tubi. I mean, let's just be honest. That's not the dream. That's not the goal. The goal is not Tubi. It's just a streaming platform. But again, that's not my goal. My goal is not Tubi. And my cast knew this from the jump. I just decided to go with this one, distribution company that I really respect. His name is Carry a Lot of Weight. He has a lot of movies out there. And so, Dennis Reed is an amazing director. What? He got like 100 movies on Tubi. Not just Tubi, though. But he got his own distribution company. I chose to go with him. But at the end of the day, again, people want things for free. Because when a Dirty D went on Peacock, everybody complained. I don't want to pay $5.99 for that. But you're getting the whole season, and that's her third season. But y'all not gonna pay for her. She's growing the black creators. She's making the dream bigger than just Tubi. But you complaining like you gotta make it, man. You can't have it both ways. So again, like I said, they're not my audience, and I appreciate the ones that do support the film and did support the film and continue to share it and continue to speak about it.
You can sit them in front of. You can sit them in the room, turn the TV on, put it in front of them, and do everything for them. And guess what they're gonna do? Walk out the room and not watching it because those type of people you can't even pay
if they don't want it, right?
They don't They want a reason to complain. They want a reason to hate because that's what they thrive on. I don't work. I know what it feels like to experience hate. I don't care what you can hate or you want to hate. It never stops me from doing what I got to do. I don't care, and that's what you have to have the attitude that you have to have. Well, good, because I'm not doing it for you anyway.
Right.
I'm doing it for those that's going to appreciate and admire my work and effort. I'm not doing it for somebody who's looking for something to complain about.
Appreciate and admire. Would you say, Tom?
Yeah, I was like, just another thing for the haters to think about is that, relatively speaking, we had a small budget. When you consider some of these movies that you're talking about, you want to see at Carmike Theater, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. We didn't have anywhere near that, and look what we were able to produce.
And landed it.
I'm just saying,
Say it again, Tom.
If it was unlimited funds, it could have been way better than it already was great. So you could think about it that way. We did what we could with what we had.
Right.
And
Think
if
we had $1 million budget.
I understood that.
Not to tell them.
Man, listen.
Boy, please.
But we don't need one.
Was making.
No.
I'm surprised y'all got that much quality out of very little budget to work with. Like, believe me when I tell you, I don't think there is more you could have squeezed out of that movie.
Let me tell you something. We had a hell of a team.
Right.
What?
It
The
looked
DP
like
visuals, his
Dream
visuals is
Dream
crazy.
Team.
Crazy.
Dream
His
Team.
passion to his craft is amazing. The gaffer, what? Amazing. Talented, some talented people, man.
Yeah.
And they work, and the DP alone works with nothing but Sony.
wow.
Yeah.
Like 3 different cameras,
Yeah.
all these different angles. We all learned something, but man, I had a hell of a crew, a hell of a cast. So you got people in Hollywood that don't have a crew that I had.
Right.
But guess what?
Wow.
They're
For
looking
real.
for him now. They're looking
So
for him
yeah,
now.
They did
people
it.
just want to
Y'all did a hell
complain.
of a job.
That's it. And I
Everybody
ain't worried
involved.
about it.
You
And we
can't.
gonna
I don't
keep
think you could
moving, and
speak
we
from.
gonna keep pushing, and it's
It was
only
a
gonna
great
go
movie.
up and further up from here.
Yeah.
And
It was a
those
great
who
movie. So my thing is,
supposed to stay
anybody complain,
connected,
they
they're gonna
just
be connected. And those
Oh,
who
if
ain't,
you
they
they
the
ain't
type of
gonna be
person
connected,
complain, you
and
can
they ain't
hand them
gonna,
$1
but they
million
gonna
and
continue
they'll
to
be
support
complaining
them.
because you kept $1 for yourself.
People just do too much, and we ain't worried about it.
So you can't
We
worry
thank
about
them
it.
for watching, running them numbers up.
Yeah, there you go. But we're gonna
But we
get up
thank
out
y'all
of
for
here.
having us
I
always.
mean, yeah. And you're
Cause
welcome.
I bet
We're gonna
y'all
get up
coming
out
from
of
Philly ain't think I was gonna be this person. Cause I
Hey.
barely talked when I was a kid.
That's why.
talk when I was a
You got your time to talk is in the film. You're right. You ain't talk, I write. But I really, really thank y'all for coming. I'm not gonna hold y'all. We're gonna let y'all go. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully we get a chance to do this again. Keep on doing the good work, every single one of y'all. And for the audience that are still out there, go check out the movie, The Silent Crisis. This is not about likes and subscribe. This is about watching the movie, The Silent Crisis. Making sure y'all checking it out. And if we get another chance to talk about this movie again, you guys are be able to engage in the conversation even more. I enjoyed the movie. I watched it twice. I'm probably gonna go watch it again because I feel like I might have missed something. But I'm done. Y'all, every single one of y'all. Anybody else got anything to add before we close the show out? But I'm done.
I'm out, man. Appreciate you having me, OG.
All right, Ant. All right, OG.
Let's just say happy
All
birthday
right,
to Ant.
Jay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
right. Happy
Tom.
birthday again, Ant.
Yeah, it's always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Oh,
He turned
appreciate it.
85 today.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta give him the Philly happy birthday. Hold on.
Don't hit me
Happy
54 times, yo. No
birthday
birthday
to
punches.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Erie. Nah.
Thanks, JV. Thanks, man. Thank you. I'm glad
Give
you
me your
ain't part of
birthday money.
punching me my birthday punches, JB.
Yeah, you'd have been sore,
I'm
bro.
glad you had a distance.
Yeah, but thanks again,
Yeah,
y'all.
appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And with that said, we're gonna get up out of here. Every single one of y'all.
All right, Tom
Make
K.
sure y'all having a
Hey,
blessed
wait a minute. I
night.
got one more thing.
Get up out of here. Every single one
Can I
of y'all.
say?
All right, Tom
I
K.
got one more thing. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I also want y'all to celebrate Ronnie's birthday tomorrow on the 3rd, and Khalid's is on the 6th before the week comes out. So
to celebrate Ronnie's birthday tomorrow on the 3rd, and Khalid's is on the 6th.
All right. Happy birthday all around.
Shot the clock.
happy birthday, Ron and Khalid.
All right. Good night.
All right, y'all have a
All right,
good
y'all.
blessing. Make God first in your life.
April Aquarius.
Anything else. Always keep God
I
first.
can't even hear no more.
Thank y'all for having us, and thank y'all to everybody that's in the chat that watched the movie.
Yeah. And y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. We out of here. Peace.
I'm out.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.